Hey folks, the subject of today's video is JD Vance a flawed presidential candidate for the next cycle in 2028? Boy, I sure hope not. I like JD Vance. I love his story. Read his book, watched his movie. Incredible, rags to riches, the American dream type story. Very eloquent speaker, very genteel Southern man, great, looks like a great father, great husband. I mean, I don't know him personally, but very troubling what happened last week. And I'm not talking about his bad week with his speech in Wisconsin. I'm talking about on a podcast, he basically disparaged Milton Friedman, Margaret Thatcher, meritocracy, and I actually think by default, Ronaldus Magnus, one of the greatest of all time, Ronald Reagan. I think most of you know I'm a center right. I don't make any bones about it. I don't keep a secret where my political beliefs and system are. I'm a center right, conservative Reagan Republican. My only son is named after Ronald Reagan personally, and he was born many years after Ronaldus Magnus left office. So that's where I'm at, and if you want to send me hate mail, fine, that's fine. We don't need to do that. We don't need to fight and argue with each other, but we can certainly debate. And I'm very, very troubled by what JD Vance said. I mean, Milton Friedman is about as good as it gets, Margaret Thatcher, meritocracy. Those are things, free markets, free people. Those are things that built the greatest country in the history of the world, which is the reason the world is still spinning on its axis today, is because of the United States of America in the last 250 years. And being the great country that it is and creating all that it has created, there's no story like it. So is this a fatal flaw with JD Vance? Let's not get too dramatic here. It's only 2026, but this is very serious. And the fact that he wouldn't get my support and my vote, he probably won't lose any sleep over that tonight. But unless we can have an intervention, if he's not going to get the support of some very important, prominent people in the media, especially like Larry Kudlow, David Bahnsen, who's a mentor of mine, Steve Moore, an economist. I mean, those are people you have to have in your wheelhouse. And he's done a great job for Trump. He's been a great vice president by and large, helped him get elected. So I don't think this is fatal, but this is bad news, okay? Free markets, free people, capitalism, keep the government out. The government doesn't, the lighter, no heavy-handed government, the lightest handed government is where you want to lean to, JD. So hopefully, he just had some brain flatulence. He'll apologize. He'll sober up. He'll come around, or maybe Steve Moore and Larry Kudlow can sit him down and put him in a room and talk some sense into the young man. Because I really like JD Vance. I think he'd make a great president. But I majored in economics in college, and I know some of the nonsense that these great institutions in our country actually teach about economics. Especially he's much younger, so who knows what he heard in the classroom about economics in this country. But he's dead wrong, and people need to be aware of it, and that's a threat. Anything that threatens our great country and our future directly relates to markets. By the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Fred Hanish. I'm the owner of Old Drake LLC, and we are investment advisors around here for clients and investors that don't much like investment advisors. They don't much like politicians either. And by the way, there's a 95% chance you're all way overpaying for your wealth management. Way overpaying, probably paying multiple layers of fees. You probably most people we talk to, they don't even have a clue all the fees that you're paying all in. So one of our value-added promises to anybody is if you reach out to us at olddrake.com, or my Crackerjack marketing team is going to pop a bubble up here. Click the link below, answer 8 or 9 simple questions. I'll personally get that. I'll personally turn around and send a customized video back to you about your situation and where you're at, where you might want to go. And if you want some down and dirty analysis about how much the multiple layers of fees and how much fees the croupiers get that your portfolio has to overcome every year before you actually start making some money, you don't need to be paying all this nonsense. So reach out if you have any questions, olddrake.com.